Hi everyone, it's Heather, and I think this might be the earliest in the week that I've done a Bullhead Club video in a long time. It's like Wednesday now, so I'm feeling pretty good, pretty well prepared. I went with an episode this week that I knew was a classic. I knew it was going to be great. I hadn't watched it in a long time, but most of these episodes I have not watched in a couple years. That's just normal for me. Anyways, this week I went with The Chaperone. We all know is one of the best episodes. I don't think anyone would argue with me. I think it's up there with Fairy Tale. It was just really good. I give it an 8.5 out of 10. The first thing right off the bat that I noticed was that really strict dad character. There's just something about him that made me think, is he like a famous actor? I just felt like he had been around. It was bothering me. So at the end of the episode, I wrote down his name and I looked it up. His name is Arch Johnson, and I didn't find that much information on Wikipedia, but it said he was in over 100 television shows, so he's been around. He's not like this iconic dude that I thought he might be, but, he's been around. On to my comments. He was going through an awful lot of trouble to get this girl when he goes through girls, once a day. I don't know why he put in that much effort, but okay. I thought it was interesting how they can afford a cleaning lady. Cleaning ladies don't come with properties. One thing that I noticed this time around that I had never really noticed before, the cleaning lady was totally an alcoholic, and I don't know how I missed that before. How she's just pouring the tea out in the plant and filling the cup with her own stuff. And when she's breathing on the candle and it lights up on fire because she's got alcohol in her breath. I don't know how I didn't get that before, but I was 13, 14 when I was watching these, so can't blame me that much. Oh, and I think Valerie Karras was in the party. She was in a navy polka dot outfit. I'm pretty sure it was her. She was in a million episodes. One thing I didn't understand, the physics of the scene for Take a Giant Step. I don't really know how it can cut back and forth between the whole band at the bandstand and Mrs. Arcadian just chilling at the party. I know I'm not supposed to look too deeply into that, but I'm just how does that work? How is that supposed to go down? I said, good on Leslie for telling off her dad. Obviously he was being kind of a dick. He was trying to be protective, but there is such a thing as too much. She was very right in telling him, hey, calm down, let me have a social life. Another thing that bothered me, that girl that was oh, I need a real man to sweep me off my feet, and then Tarzan comes and sweeps her off her feet. And then he's trying to show off his muscles, and she's just rolling her eyes the whole time. She looks so familiar to me, and I have no idea who she is because she wasn't credited in the end. I'm who the hell is this? I want to know. She looks so familiar. So I don't know where she is, or I don't know where she's from or who she is, but I want to know. If you know, let me know in the comments. I said there was a little filler at the end, but it didn't bother me. It wasn't so patchy like the last episode. Monkeys a la carte made me so angry. The more that I thought of it, the more I hated it. This time around, I think they just go right into You Just May Be the One. And it's okay, fine, you're playing a song at the end of an episode. Cool. It wasn't jumping all over the place. Now onto the fun bits. There were many. I loved Mickey's Colonel Dodo Dolan's act that he was doing over the phone. That was cute. The romp for This Just It Doesn't Seem to Be My Day. I can't speak. That romp is one of my favorite romps ever. If not my favorite. It's so fun. Every part of it is amazing. Go and watch it again. It's so good. Another thing I wrote down, the candle gag that I had just got. I talked about that earlier, where her breath lights it up. The general's crush on Mickey was so funny. And Mr. Babbitt, They're both idiots. It's so fun to watch. I love that Mr. Clean was at the party. One thing that was really cute during Take a Giant Step, when Mickey was like reaching over to like play with the tuning on Peter's bass, and Peter's like smacking his hand away. Also, sorry I'm jingling today. I'm wearing these weird bracelets. There's like, I don't know if you can, yeah, you can see it. There was a pineapple on it. It was a Christmas present, and like, I'm not into pineapples, but it was cool. I think there was also a part in that where Davy like smacks Mickey over the head with his tambourine or something, or almost does. I don't know. Maybe it was one of the others. It was cute, okay? I thought Mr. Clean's dancing was so funny. How he's just like so awkward, but he's getting into it anyway. When the general asks, where's she going, about Mrs. Arcadian, and Mike's just like, I give up, where? It's like such a smart-ass move, and I love it. So Mike. And finally, I'm going to end on one of the most iconic bits of the episode, where Mrs. Arcadian is talking to Mr. Babbitt, and Arcadian's just like, oh, the boys, you know, they think the world of you. What's a bloodsucker? It felt like the way they delivered that line was like he just wanted to get that jab in so bad. Like he had been waiting to tell off Babbitt, but he couldn't because he's their landlord. But Babbitt didn't know, so he was like, it's my time, I'm gonna pounce. That's all that I had for this episode. I don't really have much to say about it other than it was really good. And I'm sure those of you who've seen it will agree with me. That's all for this week. I feel like it's going to be a really short video, but that's okay because I didn't get angry today. Small victories. See you next week.